You'll see Rick Wilson a little further back here. You see that 5th place standing. His best finish was here at Daytona in the 4th of July race a year ago. He lost by inches on the finish line to Bill Elliott.
You know, Ken, when the checkered flag falls today, it may well end the biggest week from a spectator standpoint in American auto racing history. There are more people here today than ever before. Yesterday had a pretty good crowd. Thursday's crowd was amazing. Over 80,000 were here Thursday.
Here's Dave Despain with Jody Ridley.
Jody Ridley has just walked out of the infield care center. Jody, this trip started with a trip into the wall and a blown tire for Bill Elliott. It ended with the same for you. How hard did you hit?
Well, I hit pretty hard, Dave. For some reason, the car broke loose. I don't know if somebody took the air away or whatever. It wasn't anything major. It wasn't one of those deals where you're going to lose it. But whoever's running behind me, it felt like somebody got me. But it was a deal where for some reason I had to get out of the throttle and from then on it just hang on.
You were having a pretty good ride, and all in all, it's been a pretty good week. Is that the same reaction you had?
Well, the car had been running fine. We're just rocking along there waiting on a chance to, we really wasn't worried about running too far up front. We're just trying to get that. And I'm just disappointed for Bill and the guys, They had this much confidence in me to let them down like this. I just,
Have you had a chance to talk to Bill?
No.
Well, you've wrecked $120,000 worth of race cars this year, one Thursday and one today, and you own those cars. How's your pocket feel?
It hurts. It hurts right now, but we'll recover, and it's not one of those things that if you're an owner and a driver, you know that things like this are going to happen. You don't want it to happen, but, you go out there and sell as much barbecue sauce as you can and hope that everything takes care of itself.
I think we've sold enough barbecue sauce. You're all taped up here. You look a little like Mr. Spock.
Yeah, I'm hoping we'll get back out. The engine's not hurt. The car took a lick in the most vulnerable place right there where the oil tank is. We bursted the oil tank. So as soon as the guys can put another tank in the car, we'll get back out and see if we can't get some of those valuable championship points.
There you see the number 83 Lake Speed's car being rolled away up in front, and that group of 6 that are running for first place. Ken Schrader on the tail end of that whip continues to dart to the inside as if he wants to pass. I was thinking about Jody Ridley. And Jody Ridley used to drive a 65 Ford Falcon back in Woodstock, Georgia, and that car was built by Bill Elliott. That's how a lot of that started. And of course, the first big car that the Elliots ever owned. They spent $3,000 on an old Torino. George got a partner. They had $1,500 each, and they got together and got this Torino out, and they hired Jody Ridley because he thought that was the very best driver in Georgia.
Well, from the sublime to the core blimey, I'm now in the Budweiser suite, one of many suites in this new fantastic tower block. Air-conditioned, soundproofed, 40 seats outside for those who really want to get in with the action. Elegant, well-dressed people, the best furnishings, telephone, and, of course, a monitor screen for those who want to watch the racing from inside. And, of course, some great food. String beans, teriyaki chicken today, country ham, salad. In fact, with the old temperature being a little bit on the low side outside, Ken, I think I might join you here in the block today and enjoy myself here in the suite for a bit. Ken?
How does he get those assignments?
How does he get those snacks?
Getting back to Jody Ridley for a minute, we said he hadn't driven since the middle of '86, but he's been racing weekends on the All-Pro circuit, Bob Harmon's group, and he's won the championship the last 2 years.
Look at Schrader come to the inside and move his way up to third in that maroon number 25. Closes up on Earnhardt.
Whatever problem he had there a moment ago, Ken, when he and Jeff Bodine were coming to the front, he sat back there for just a moment and then got a run, and here he goes. Now Earnhardt making the pass for the lead.
A cluster of Chevrolets up in front. Earnhardt for first, Schrader for second, Waltrip back to third. Everybody else just hanging on to the ropes or the rear bumper here.
Now Schrader helped push Dale Earnhardt by Darrell Waltrip as we see Jeff Bodine down on the inside, but that's going to cost him. He's going to go through back, but here comes Schrader down on the inside. Passes with the greatest of ease.
Kenny Schrader, Richard Broom team, Dennis Connors, the crew chief over there. Hendrick Racing Stable, number 25.
You know, Ken, there's 27 cars in the lead lap right now, and they're running at about 192 or 193 mile an hour on the track, but the race speed is down to 128.2 because of all the caution slowdown.
Chris, how many cars do you have in the lead lap in Formula One last year at halfway? We're just about halfway.
Well, Not too many.
Back straightaway. Schrader first, Waltrip second, Earnhardt third. Rick Wilson comes to fourth. Phil Parsons to fourth, Rick Wilson to fifth, Jeff Bodine to sixth, Sterling Marlin seventh. Looking back, Mike Waltrip is holding eighth, Rick Mass ninth, Kowicki 10th, Morgan Shepherd 11th, Harry Gant in 12th. Kyle Petty is 13, Brett Bodine is 14. These are all in the same lead lap. 15, Joe Ruttman, 16, Terry Labonte, 17th is Ricky Rudd, then Kenny Bouchard, Phil Barkdahl. Here's Bodine in that number 5 car. And right behind you see Sterling Marlin. That's 6th and 7th. There's Terry Labonte.
His car seems to be,
he's in 15th.
Seems to be running well after they put a new windshield and made the repairs on it after spinning through the grass when Jody Ridley hit the wall.
Joe Ruttman back there just behind him, the 45, is running 16th on the field. Checking the lap out here for speed. Schrader seems to have turned it up a notch. 47 even, about 191 miles an hour. Nice casual Sunday stroll for Ken Schrader, who qualified for the pole at 196.996 on the pole for the second straight year. Last year that effort totally covered up by the Tim Richmond story to the carburetor plate. But this year Daytona belongs to Schrader until today. The question is, will the major headline, the item they hold on to in the record books, belong to Schrader or one of these 25 other drivers currently in the lead lap, or will a guy named Rusty Wallace, who has done it before, we saw him do it at Charlotte, make up 3 or 4 laps, get himself back in this race? Those are some of the issues to be decided.
All the races that Wallace won in the late season last year, he'd been a lap or more down at one point.
Hard to make up here, though, isn't it, Dan?
Yes, I was starting to say it'd be a little tougher to make up laps here than on those shorter tracks where he made the laps up. The 1.5-mile track at Charlotte, he did it. He got a couple of laps down there, and Atlanta, I don't think he ever got that far back, but he really ran strong. But some of the shorter tracks, but here I don't think his car is running quite strong enough. He did get a lap back a moment ago during the caution, but these Chevrolets, now that they've hooked up together out front, it's going to make it tough for anybody to pass them and get a lap back.
The only fellow that could run with him was Labonte. He's back in 16th place now. He's got some traffic ahead of him before he can become a contender.
Phil Parsons is still hanging in there with them. He's running in the 4th position in the Oldsmobile, so he's doing a good job with drafting, staying right up there with the Chevrolets. Another Oldsmobile, Rick Wilson, running in the 5th place. Jeff Bodine, another Chevrolet in 6th. You see all 6 of those there for a moment on the screen.
Schrader stays in front. Dale Earnhardt remains second. Waltrip third. Parsons fourth. Rick Wilson fifth in the 31st annual Daytona 500.